welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah and I live in New York City, and today I am so excited because we are doing one of my absolute favorite things, looking at New York City apartments. Before I moved to New York, I watched so many apartment tours and apartment hunting videos, and honestly, I still do to this day. They're just some of my favorites. I could really watch this kind of thing all day. So I'm super excited to be making one. Ross and I recently went and toured 5 one-bedroom apartments in luxury buildings in downtown Brooklyn, and of course I recorded all of it. Before we get into it, I just need to clarify that we are actually not going to be moving into any of these apartments right at this moment, and I'm gonna get into that and explain why we were even looking and all of that right now. If you're just here to see some apartments, that's okay too, and I'll put a timestamp right here somewhere to show you where to go for that. Basically, rent prices in New York are way down right now due to the pandemic, and we're overpaying for our apartment quite a bit. We pay $2,300 for a large studio apartment in Brooklyn Heights with a dishwasher, laundry unit, elevator building with a beautiful rooftop. When we signed our lease in July 2019, it honestly looked like a great deal, and at that time we were comfortable paying it. I actually have an apartment tour of this apartment on my channel already. I'll put a card to it here and a link in the description, along with a guide to finding and securing a New York apartment as well. So when we moved, we were moving from Ohio, and we weren't actually even able to see this apartment in person before moving in. So we feel like we got really lucky to have gotten such a nice first New York apartment. We truly don't have any complaints about it at all. We've loved living here, but we never intended on staying here for more than a year for a couple of reasons. At the time, we wanted to live in an area that we were familiar with and comfortable in since we were new to the city, and we were really familiar with this area. But we couldn't afford a one-bedroom apartment here, so we decided that a studio would be okay for a year. So we figured we would move into the studio for a year, and that would be totally fine, and then we would find some other neighborhoods that were more affordable that we could have a 1 or maybe even 2-bedroom in and move after the first year. Well, then a pandemic rolled around, and we were contacted at the beginning of May, in the very height of the pandemic here, asking if we wanted to renew our lease. We were actually not even in New York at the time. At the height of the pandemic, we went back to Virginia and stayed with my parents for a couple of months. And so we would have had to come back here and do the apartment hunting and trying to move and all of that when restrictions were much tighter and case numbers were much higher. Our leasing company also offered us the same rate that we had been paying the whole time, which we weren't expecting because we had actually negotiated the price down when we signed our lease, and we knew that we were paying less than several other people in our building. At the time, the rents in the city were starting to drop, but nowhere near like where they are now. So we were just happy to be offered that same rate and figured we could just stay another year to simplify things. Because honestly, it's a pretty big studio, it's nice, we love the location. You know, we decided it would be fine, all things considered. So now, fast forward to March, and rents are way down. We are overpaying on this apartment, and we are now able to afford places that we would not have been able to afford a year ago. We really want more space, and we're a little worried that prices are going to start to go back up before our lease ends at the end of June. So we decided to list our apartment on some Facebook groups and websites for a few hundred less than what we're paying and just see what happened. If we got any interest and found someone who wanted to move in, we were just going to pay the extra ourselves for a couple of months so that we can move into a new place. On a Friday evening, somebody came and looked at our place and said that he really liked it, but he still had a couple more to see. I saw on Street Easy that some of the apartments we had been looking at had open houses over the weekend. So since it was an open house and it wouldn't really be inconveniencing anybody if we went, we decided, why not? Let's go look. If he wants the place, we're gonna be ahead on apartment hunting, and if he doesn't, Oh well. Well, it turns out he found somewhere in Manhattan that he wanted to take instead. So as of right now, it looks like we're not moving. I'm still getting inquiries about our place every now and again, so who knows, maybe we will move before the lease ends. But as of right now, we are still in our current place until the end of June. So I'm about to show you 5 apartments in 3 luxury buildings located in downtown Brooklyn. If you are into moving content and apartment tours, please do subscribe because there will be more of this by June at the latest. So downtown Brooklyn is one of the surrounding neighborhoods to Brooklyn Heights where we are now. So it's not very far at all. We actually walked to all of these apartments. But downtown Brooklyn is where you're gonna be more likely to find new builds and luxury buildings like these. Brooklyn Heights is a really old historic neighborhood, so a lot of the buildings are older as well. And the ones that are kind of on par with these that we saw, we can't afford those in Brooklyn Heights, even in pandemic pricing. When we start searching again, we're going to continue to look both in downtown Brooklyn and Brooklyn Heights and just around this general area. We plan to look at some in downtown Manhattan and also maybe Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And we aren't looking to spend any more than $2,300 like we're paying now. The first apartment that we saw was definitely the least impressive of all the ones that we saw. The price was $2,250 and there was a doorman, an elevator, a laundry room, a courtyard area, and a small gym. There were updated appliances and a dishwasher in the unit, but no laundry in the unit. The space was actually pretty good. This was a pretty large apartment and would have been really easy to set up with our furniture. And there was also a good space to put all of our music equipment, which is pretty big for us. We just need more room for that stuff. I feel like in our current place, we have it all crammed into a corner. The closet space was okay. It was more than we have now, but not as much as we saw in some of the later units. And it had really nice big windows, which I liked, but it still was a little darker than I would have preferred because it was on a lower floor and there were a lot of taller buildings surrounding it. So the light wasn't quite doing it for me. I was honestly pretty impressed with this place immediately after seeing it, but then after I saw the other 4, it changed things. It just wasn't as exciting anymore. Right after this one, we went to a building right down the street. It was a new build, had just been there since 2017. And the reason that we decided to go see this one was because it had huge floor-to-ceiling windows in both the living room and the bedroom. The price was $3,055, but they were offering 3 months free on a 12-month lease, which makes the net rent $22.91. There was also usually a $250 per year amenity fee for this building per lease, but that's totally waived right now because of pandemic pricing. This building had a gym, a conference room, a children's playroom, a patio courtyard type of area, and the most stunning rooftop. You could see the Statue of Liberty. It was incredible. This unit was just so impressive upon walking in. It was so bright. The windows gave off so much light. It had a beautiful kitchen with a hidden dishwasher. There was laundry in the unit. It had an enormous bathtub, and there just really wasn't anything to not like about it. except that it was a little on the smaller side, but it actually didn't look as small as I expected it to upon seeing the floor plan. It was definitely workable space. It was shaped nicely. I could see how we would set things up. It was just a little on the small side. Oh my goodness, this bathtub.
Oh wow, that's a huge tub.
I can see myself prospering in there.
Yeah.
Oh, this view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This isn't as small as I thought it was gonna feel.
No, it feels good. Let's see. Closet. Kind of small, but fine. Especially since we got that other one out there.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This was actually the only unit in this building that we intended to see, but the agent told us when we were there that there was another unit within our price range that hadn't been listed online yet. So this unit was cheaper. I think he said that the regular price was $22 something and then the net rent was $1,900 something. And this unit was actually much larger than the one with the big windows. But it was on a lower floor, its windows were not as impressive, and it was a little dark. This place was huge, and it still had the really nice finishes, the beautiful kitchen with that hidden dishwasher, the huge bathtub, and this unit had so many closets. There were like, I think there was one closet in the main area and a pantry, and then a massive walk-in closet in the bedroom. This place was definitely a great value. The next day, we went to another open house in another nice building that I've been looking at for months, honestly. I gotta be honest, I just browse Street Easy all the time. It's a problem. But I'd had my eye on this building for a while. So we went to look at 2 units. I will say that both of the units we saw, we did plan on, if we wanted them, definitely trying to negotiate down, which you would anywhere, especially right now. If you were looking for a new apartment, do negotiate. There is usually room for it, especially in times like these. But in this building in particular, if we couldn't negotiate down at all, we probably wouldn't have taken either of the units. The first unit we saw was $25.65 with 2 months free on a 14-month lease, making the net rent $21.99. There weren't many pictures of this unit online, so I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised when we walked in there and saw the most stunning views of any of these places. It was incredible. So at this building, we actually didn't have an agent with us, so I was able to talk while I was recording the tours, so I won't say any more right now, and I will just let past Hannah take it away. Okay, so we just came into one of the units in this building, and I just look at this. That is the view you want. Okay, so back at the door though, there's a lot of stuff in here, but this over here appears to be the living room area. It's a little bit small. And then if you go through here, there's another window here. But we're on a very high floor. That's nice. Here's the bathroom. It's very pretty. Got a litter box spot. There's a nice window in here too. It's a gorgeous day out. Okay, so you come back through here. And then here's the kitchen area. So I'm guessing that this refrigerator would go right here. And then you've got this, so you could fit a little table right here or something maybe. This is cabinet space galore. Backsplash is cool.
Yeah, it seems like these appliances are brand new too.
Mm-hmm.
Dishwasher still has tags in it.
Here's a kicker though. This is the only closet, but there's definitely room in the bedroom to put a wardrobe or something. And this is a big closet. I don't know if y'all watch Cash Jordan, but I fit in here, and therefore it's a walk-in closet. Okay, so we've got the bedroom in here with another gorgeous view. I'm in awe at this view right now. You can see the water. The next unit was $2,600 a month with 1 month free on a 13-month lease, making the net rent $2,400, which is $100 over what we're looking to spend. So we were really counting on trying to negotiate this one down. I really loved how large this one was. It was probably the largest unit we saw. I think it was larger than the other big one in the last building, and it had gorgeous finishes. The kitchen was stunning. The floors were beautiful. Everything about it was great. It was just on a lower floor than the other unit, so the view wasn't quite as nice. But what we also liked about this one was that it was a corner unit that didn't have any direct neighbors, so that would have been really nice for us as far as practicing music. Again, there was no agent with us, so I'm gonna shut up now and let Past Hannah take it away once again. So now we're in a bigger unit on a lower floor. You come in, and this closet is right inside the door. Then you come into the living and kitchen area. The kitchen in here is stunning. In both apartments, honestly, the kitchen is stunning. Like, the finishes in both of these units are great. Nice big island. So we've got the nice big windows in here too, but being on the lower floor, the view isn't as great. There's a lot of construction around. This is pretty though. See, if we'd walked in here before the other unit though, I would be like, wow, this view. But in comparison to the higher one. This is very big though. It's a very functional space. Like, you could very easily put like a dining table here. I honestly don't know if we would though, because we could just eat at that island. But then set up your living space right in here. And you walk this way. Bathroom, the same finishes as well. This one I think is slightly smaller, but still a pretty big bath. I love those light fixtures. They're really cool. And then the bedroom is in here. It's a bigger bedroom. This apartment overall is bigger. Window here is just this other building. And there's a small closet in here. Which unit do you like better? Do you know yet? You need some time?
I'm not sure. Need some time.
This building itself was probably not quite as nice as the last building, but it was still pretty good. It had a gym. It had a really pretty terrace area about halfway up the building with this nice conference or entertainment room area. It had a really pretty lobby, but no doorman. And here's the real kicker about this one. Neither of those units had laundry in the unit. There was a laundry room in the building, and I just felt like the laundry machines were a little bit expensive. I think it was like $265 per machine or something, but I don't know. I've just been so spoiled. We've just been so spoiled by having laundry in our unit. So I thought to wrap this up, I would just bring Ross in because you guys really seem to like him, and obviously he toured all these places too, so he has some thoughts. Maybe just for fun, so this isn't so anticlimactic, we'll pick which one we would live in if we were moving. What do you think?
Would probably pick the last large one if we could get the rent reduced on it.
I think that I agree with him. I'm also just very enticed by those floor-to-ceiling windows in apartment number 2.
I was just gonna say that after seeing those, that's definitely on my list.
They were beautiful, and getting to have... Hey, Rory. Hey, honey, which apartment do you want? Okay.
Don't move me.
Also, that apartment, though, had the laundry in the unit.
Did.
Which is pretty big, but
You wouldn't really be getting any more space.
we would be getting more space, just not that much more. And that bathtub can prosper in there, let me tell you. But no, I think I have to agree with you, because that apartment was so big and it was so pretty, and like I said in the clip, I would have been so happy with the view had I not seen the view on the upper floor unit. So that'd probably be it. I guess this is still anticlimactic because we're not moving there. But that's what we would have done. So that's it. Let me know in the comments down below which apartment you would choose out of the 5. Which one was your favorite? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, because there is more of this kind of content to come at the very latest in June, at the very soonest, I don't know, in a couple days. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.